Zelensky meets Vance as Ukraine says Russia hit Chernobyl nuclear plant. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that he doesn't see that. The United States has a ready-made plan for settling the conflict in his country. I think this is very important, he told journalists on the sidelines of Friday's Munich Security Conference. I told President Donald Trump, I'm ready at any time. I don't need anything for this. No numbers, nothing. I know everything. We are ready to talk at any time. We are ready to talk about everything, from military contingents to security guarantees, about NATO. Whether we are in NATO or NATO is in Ukraine. We are ready for any kind of construction to stop Russian President Vladimir Putin, Zelensky added. The Ukrainian president said that his country wanted to act in accordance with international law, and in accordance with the prevention of future fears for the whole world of Putin's return. Zelensky confirmed that Ukraine had handed over to U.S. officials the draft agreement on United States access to Ukraine's resources of rare earth minerals. Hegseth says anything is possible. When asked whether Ukraine could reclaim Russia-occupied territory, U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has said it is possible that Ukraine could reclaim territory claimed by Russia since its full-scale invasion in 2022. Earlier this week, Hegseth said in Brussels that a return to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders, before Russia invaded Crimea and eastern Ukraine, is an unrealistic objective. Asked at a Friday news conference in Warsaw whether Ukraine could return to its pre-2022 borders. However, Hegseth said, anything is possible. My job today and in Brussels was to introduce realism to the conversation. The reality that returning to 2014's borders as part of a negotiated settlement is unlikely. The reality of U.S. troops in Ukraine is unlikely. The reality of Ukraine membership in NATO as part of a negotiated settlement, unlikely, he said. Hegseth said he stands by the comments he made Wednesday in Brussels. That said, I would never put constraints around what the President of the United States would be willing to negotiate with the sovereign leaders of both Russia and Ukraine, he said. Hegseth was criticized earlier this week for making what appeared to be concessions to Moscow before negotiations had even begun. Zelensky says the battlefield situation in Pokrovsk has improved. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that the battlefield situation has improved in the Pokrovsk area of eastern Donetsk in recent days. Speaking to journalists in Munich Friday, Zelensky said that in recent days, the Ukrainian military situation in the Pokrovsk area, where troops have been under pressure for months, has become better. Without giving details, I would say that we are more confident there than we were before. CNN reported earlier this week on a Ukrainian counterattack to the south of Pokrovsk, which analysts believe is designed to prevent Russian forces from surrounding the strategic hub. On his earlier statement, that a Russian drone had hit the former Chernobyl nuclear plant early Friday, Zelensky said the aircraft had flown very low to avoid radars. Therefore, it can be recognized as a terrorist act, he added. If the radars cannot see at this altitude, the Russians did it on purpose. Zelensky asserted Putin definitely does not want peace. I think that he is in comfortable enough conditions today to attack the Chernobyl plant, because when a person is under pressure from different sides, in my opinion, he does not do this. And when he wants a dialogue and an end to the war, he doesn't do that. Kremlin denies a Russian drone hit Chernobyl nuclear plant. From CNN's Anna Chernova, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov has denied an accusation by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that a Russian drone struck part of the destroyed Chernobyl nuclear power plant in the early hours of Friday. Peskov told a media call that he did not have exact information. But I know one thing, there can be no question of strikes being carried out on nuclear infrastructure or nuclear energy facilities. Therefore, any claim that this is the case is not true. The Kremlin spokesman added, the Russian military does not do this. Most likely, this is yet another provocation, a frame-up.